Now, another charge you might say is this is pure hypocrisy on my part because my students are well known for their use of kani basami in competition. That's absolutely true. You'll often see my students make use of kani basami in competition. That's because it is fully legal in the competitions in which they participate. I do not allow my students to use this move on each other in the gym. Okay? In the gym, used on a daily basis, it's only a matter of time until someone gets hurt. When I did allow it, even though my students are, I think it's fair to say, some of the best in the world at using this move, even they injured people and were injured themselves. And so I brought about a simple rule where we just cut kani basami out completely from training. And as a result, catastrophic injuries fell again dramatically through the elimination of this move. I personally would not object if kani basami was removed from jiu-jitsu. Now that's strange coming from me because it's one of my personal favorite moves, and it's a move in which my students use all the time with great effect and had some of their greatest victories with. So for me to say this means something because my students use it perhaps more than anyone else, and even I wouldn't object if they made it illegal. That's how dangerous the move can be. I also sincerely believe that as good as this move is, there's other alternatives which are 100% safe, which can get just as good a result. Okay? Now, my thing is, I don't just want to take moves away from you. I want to give you alternatives that are safe. Remember what the golden rule is, guys? The golden rule of safety is never commit your body weight directly to your opponent's body. Commit your body weight to the floor, and then everything will be okay. Let's have a look at this. Instead of going into kani basami, let's demonstrate a reactive kani basami. Giancarlo, you're going to pick up a single leg, and Nick Ortiz is going to go into a reactive kani basami where he posts the floor and jumps around behind his opponent. This is probably the most common use of kani basami in competition. It's a very effective move, but if Giancarlo moves at all, as Jordan Burroughs did, for example, in competition, he can get absolutely wrecked by this. So, what are some safe alternatives here? Well, let's look at one where we take our opponent backwards. He comes in, takes single leg, and from here we take a whizzer. From the whizzer situation, come back more in front of him, Nick Ortiz. Nick Ortiz is going to hop around so that you get 3 feet in a straight line. So now you've got 3 feet operating in a straight line. From this position, he's going to take his left foot and hook his shoelaces behind his opponent's knee on the far side. Now he's going to take his right arm and he's going to scoop grip the outside of the leg. From here, he's going to hop back and he's just going to sit on his ass so that his body weight commits not to Giancarlo, but to his ass. And what do you get? Exactly the same result as the kani basami in a way which is very, very safe. So once again, instead of jumping onto our training partner's leg, we just hop around the corner. We line up 3 feet in a straight line. We take an outside scoop grip. And then from here, we just sit down and you get the same result as kani basami, but without that terrifying jump onto your opponent's leg, which can shatter your opponent's knee or ankle. Alternatively, same situation. Giancarlo picks up single leg. We hop around 3 feet in a straight line, but for whatever reason, when we get our scoop grip, we are not able to take our man backwards. Perhaps we're not doing a good enough job by extending our left leg, and for whatever reason, Giancarlo is strong enough to keep the head down. If we feel this, just take a little hop back with your right foot and hit a forward roll. And look at that. You take them right down into the same situation, right down to your heel, without ever compromising your opponent, your training partner's safety. Now, do you see the difference, guys? When you hit the forward roll, where does your body weight get applied to? The ground. Your body weight goes directly to the ground. It doesn't go directly to him. The golden rule of safety is we never commit our body weight onto our opponent. We commit our body weight onto the floor. So once again, he picks up single leg. We hop around the corner. We get a hold of our training partner's leg with an outside scoop. The first method is to commit our back to the floor. And as a result, we get the knockdown straight into the heel hook situation. If we can't bring our opponent backwards, then we roll forwards and we put our back on the floor. And lo and behold, we're right there in inside Senkaku, ready to attack the heel hook. Can you see what's happening here, guys? One move, let's demonstrate kani basami, is extremely dangerous because you're jumping 100% of your body weight directly onto your opponent's body. As opposed to a situation where you're jumping your body weight, we'll go forwards for this one, onto the floor. When Nick Ortiz commits his back to the mat, his body weight falls onto the floor and there's no danger of catastrophically landing onto your opponent's knee, hip, and ankle. So, once again, we're adhering to the golden rule of safety in jiu-jitsu. We never just commit our body weight onto an opponent, particularly onto the vulnerable knees, hips, and ankles. In this way, we can give safe alternatives to kani basami. Once I eliminated kani basami from the training room, again, the catastrophic injuries that we saw in the gym fell massively. So if we have flying guard pulls as the number one cause of injury, kani basami is probably a close second. You take those two out of the gym and things are starting to look a lot better than they were previously.